This meeting is being recorded.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday Night with Team Faith and Soul. Tonight, as you might have saw on the topic, that we are going to basically be discussing something that is super important in our business, and that is questioning, does everybody know that we are a consultant? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and screen share with you guys. Actually, I think, there we go. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. It's definitely been a day for me, but here we are. And the day's almost done, so tomorrow's a new day, right? So fresh start for sure. All right, so it looks like my screen is already shared. Awesome blossom. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to where we need to be. So as I said earlier, y'all, tonight's topic is going to be basically about representation. If I was to look at certain things that connect you as a Scentsy consultant, can I see without even asking you, can I tell? And there's so many ways, by the way, that I can do this, but can I tell if you're a Scentsy consultant? So we're going to go ahead and start from the basics. I'm going to walk you guys through things that are connected to me, and how, in other words, how you can see how I'm branded, right? And then the things that I incorporate into my business. And then I'm going to start basically from the things that don't cost anything at all. And then we're going to work our way into the things that maybe, if you're new to this, for those of y'all that are just joining us, that are joining Scentsy this weekend, this next week, this next month, there's a couple of you guys on this page that are currently in that position. So these are things that you might want to consider in the future, maybe a couple weeks from now, months from now, year from now, and how to brand yourself, because there are a multitude of ways and you don't have to do all of them. But all I can ask from you is just at least do one thing, because trust me, it's going to make the world of a difference. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with what everybody is familiar with, and that is Facebook, right? So as most of y'all should be seeing, this is my personal page with Facebook. I will say that normally my cover photo on Facebook at the very top, as you can see, typically does have something that says Scentsy Independent Consultant. However, in January, my husband and I just got back from our leadership trip with other leaders in Scentsy. And as you can see, it's just a compile of photos from our Cabo trip, which was a lot of fun. Now, granted, probably this next month, I'll switch it up just to change it up a little bit. But basically at the top, you could possibly, if you don't have a VIP group or a business page, you can basically set this up at the top. We have albums in our team page that do actually have a wide variety pertaining to the holidays and different colors of cover photos that you can add to the top of your screen here, as you can see above my photo. So if we scroll down, I want you guys to look to what should be the left of your screen, hopefully. And as you can see below where it says add bio and intro, I do have on there that I am a director at Scentsy. If this is something that you're not familiar with, you can actually add your occupation, what you do for a living on here if you choose to. If this is something that you would want to do, which also I highly recommend doing, because if you look further down, below where it says who I'm married to, there's a spot on there that you can actually add your shopping link or your website, also known as your PWS, your personal website. You can add that hyperlink into there, so that way people that are not in your VIP group can click on that and then shop and support your business. And if this is something that you're new to and you're like, Megan, I have no idea how to do this, not tonight, but we can go one-on-one and I can walk you guys through how to do this. And that way we can onboard everybody in the same Zoom call. So if you are either watching the replay or if you're jumping on the live, comment and reach out and let me know. That way we can get everybody together and then we can get this figured out. Super easy, doesn't cost anything, right, for you to be able to do this. So then what we're going to do now is we're going to hop on over to my VIP group. So this is something that you guys don't necessarily have to do. I do encourage it if you have the time. If the idea of working a VIP group, and also, by the way, I will say this, is that when you have a VIP group, you do need to be consistent. And consistent means not going on there and posting once a week, not going on there and posting just a post, because that's not going to help you in any way. It's going to hurt your what they call algorithm. People are not frankly going to even care that you posted that kind of stuff. To be very transparent, you want your post to add value, and you want something that is going to be relatable to you for one, and believable, right? And intentional. So if you can't say that you're doing those, what, 3 or 4 things when you're posting in a group or even on your personal page, then don't post it, because you're just posting just to post, and it's not really going to help your business at all. So if you decide to have a VIP group, which I said, I strongly encourage, but if the idea of running something like this, frankly, just gives you anxiety, then it's not for you. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a rude way. It's just that I don't want you guys to feel pressured to do all these things that I'm showing you tonight. Like I said, just pick one and run with it. It takes baby steps. VIP group, there are a lot of advantages to it, and there are some things that you don't necessarily have to have it. So if that makes sense, I don't know. But the VIP group, the benefits of it is that it is a close-knit community where you can build and build and build on it. So as the months go by and you're getting new customers, that's where you can invite them in, and it's a sacred place, right? Like, as you can see, hopefully you can, there's 107 people that are currently in my VIP group. All 107 of those people have ordered from me at least one time since the beginning of my Scentsy business. Now, granted, it wasn't like that overnight. So when I first created my VIP group, long story short, I invited my close-knit friends and family. I didn't invite everybody and their mother, but I'd say probably about 25 to at least 50 people from my Facebook friends. And then I had a game where I challenged them to invite their friends. All right. And so that's where I was for the first year. Then going into the second year of my Scentsy business, I really wanted to take it a little step further and a little bit more seriously. So at that point, I decided by the next year in January, which was January of 2021, so last January, I decided to go in and do a little spring cleaning. So basically what I did is I did a post and I said, hey, it's spring cleaning time. I'm deciding, I'm going in there and I'm cleaning up some of y'all who may not necessarily, you could word it the way you want, but I think I said something along the lines of, it's spring cleaning time. I'd love for you to stick around. If you would like to still be in this VIP group, comment below. Those that commented stayed in the group. Those who didn't, if they viewed it and they didn't comment, well, guess what? They got the boot. And that's okay, because yes, it's scary, and I can understand, okay, why would I want to get rid of people because they are ordering from me, or they might order from me? Well, guess what? There's always going to be new people that are going to order from you. And if you decide to have a VIP group, it's just that. It's a VIP group. It's not for everybody, right? It's exclusive to specific groups of people. Okay. So these are the people that are commenting on your page, if they're interacting, if they're sharing their orders, if they're supporting you in ordering. It's not all about sales. So when they're in my VIP group and I have people that are here, and let's just say there's some people in here who haven't ordered in a couple of months to 6 months, but guess what? They're still liking my posts. They're still sharing. I'm changing my wax out. This is what I'm changing it to. They're interacting in my page, right? They're showing that they're showing up, and they're showing that they care and they want to support me. So there are multiple ways that they can support me, right? So that's a VIP group. It's a lot of fun. If you are new to Scentsy and you don't have a VIP group yet and you want to, that is something that we can definitely discuss on a one-on-one basis, and I can definitely help you guys get started on. It's a lot of fun. I really like it. It's definitely not something I plan to get rid of anytime soon, but I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and then I can interact in it. And then, as you can see, like, I'm not going to go through like all of my posts, but there are a lot of things that I share on here that are not always necessarily Scentsy. I try to do kind of like an every other day type post, where every other day does showcase Scentsy. But as you can see, look, I have friends that post their own stuff that they got in the mail. It doesn't always have to be business. I go live and I talk about like how my day's going, and I interact with people. I share like personal stories that I share. That I like to share with my customers. You know, if I'm like, oh, this looks like it's going to be fun, you know, or this looks inspiring, I'm going to share it with them. This was a lot of fun, just as an example, to help with your interaction and the algorithm with your page. So this was something that I did last Friday, where it was Feel Good Friday. It's time for a happy dance. I made it into a game because the winner that I picked won a scent circle. Kept it super simple, right? It doesn't have to be a scent circle. It can literally be like a sample. Okay. So, and it doesn't even have to be a prize. Like, let's be honest, like people like this kind of stuff all the time, even if there's not a prize involved. But there's a dance contest. As you can see, 20 comments. It was seen by 36 people, but 20 people commented. Obviously, they had a lot of fun with it. So that's just one idea out of so many that you guys can do for your Scentsy business. As y'all should know, this yeah, this Thursday is the release of the Harry Potter collection to the general public. So after the pre-order. So as you can see here, this is what I did last Tuesday was I had all of my VIPs look at this, and then I wanted them to comment below based upon the description of like their personality and characteristic traits, and then let me know what house they were. So this is something that I will say on a side note that I definitely recommend, and then we're going to go into the next thing. So when it comes to posting just in general, and I know this is off topic, but I just want to share this with you guys, is that if you have a personal page or even honestly your VIP group, make sure you're not just posting Scentsy all the time. Okay. So clearly, like myself as a consultant knows that if I'm posting an interactive game like this, I know that it is connected. It's basically like selling without selling, the subliminal marketing, because everybody who's commenting on here, for the most part, is interested in one way or another with Harry Potter, right? So I'm not going to do like a brand new post more than likely in my VIP group. I don't know. I haven't decided that, to be honest. But what I could do if I wanted to is go through here on the comments. There was about 12 people, give or take, I think probably about actually 10 or 9 because I commented on their post. But those people that commented on here, they're the ones that I'm going to message privately and say, hey, by the way, so excited, since he decided to surprise us and the Harry Potter collection is coming back Thursday, let me know if you want in on my pre-order. So those are just kind of things that you can incorporate in your business where you're selling or not selling. So you can do like fun interaction, like GIFs and games. Now, if you are questioning if it is okay to do, like if it's not against compliance, you can always private message me and run it by me if you're hesitant to do so, which I encourage you to do, and then we can look at it together. So that was just the next thing I want to show you guys, was just the possibility of having a VIP group. But we're going to go ahead and get out of Facebook, because the next thing I want to show you guys is my website. So if you're a Scentsy consultant, guess what? You have a website. Now, some of y'all that are in this group have been with Scentsy for quite a while. And I know there's about 1 or 2 of you guys that don't pay for a website. But when you first join Scentsy, if you didn't already know this, your first 3 months with your website is completely free. So what you're seeing in front of you is the website where people can actually click on a shopping link, and then they can go to here and then place an order. The first 3 months with being a consultant are free. And then after that, I want to say it's about $10.99 per month. I highly encourage it, because if you're working your business, if you're getting at least the average sale of like 25 to 30 bucks minimum per month, at that, then you're basically paying off, the cost that you're doing for your website. Now, to be frank with you, I don't necessarily recommend settling with a $25, $30 order, but that's just to give you a generalized idea that literally, like, just one order alone can help you pay off the amount that you're paying per month for your website, and then you're just building from there, obviously. So your website is super important, because if you didn't already know, there are key components of your website that you can actually have, and I encourage you to do this to show everybody that not only are you present in your business, but you are a current Scentsy consultant. And it honestly just helps you stand out a little bit more from everybody else, because when I see somebody, then they're sharing their link, their shopping link, if I've never seen their shopping page like this before, I want to see it, because I'm nosy, and I want to see, like, if I go in there, am I going to see, for example, in the top left hand corner, of course I don't have my keyboard, sorry guys, so I don't think I'll be able to show the mouse, but on the top left hand corner where you see my name, Megan Clark, you can see my photo. See if I can click on it to show y'all. Maybe not. I think it'll actually show y'all. Let's go to the bottom. Yeah, so bottom left-hand side, you can see in the square, there's my photo. Again, these are things that I can definitely walk y'all through. If you go to your website, or if I go to your website and you don't see a current photo that shows your face, if this is not on your website currently, you need to have a photo, okay? Because somebody that's going to your website that someone may have shared with them, how can they trust you as a consultant if they can't even see what you look like? right? So if I went to your website, your PWS, and I saw which is the original photo that's there before you replace it with your own, if I see the two little girls playing and I don't see your photo, or if it's an outdated photo at that, or if it's hard to see your face, nobody's going to want to shop from your website, to be honest with you, because if they can't see your face, like I said earlier, they can't trust you. So that's the first thing. The other thing that I want to make sure that you have on your website is your About Me. Again, this is something that you can easily do through your workstation, your dashboard. Again, if it's something that if you were to click on the About Me at the bottom of your website and there's nothing there, I think the generic line says, my story has not been told yet, check back later on. So if I go to your website and that's what I see, I don't need to see that. Like, I want to see who you are, okay? Because I have marketing materials, for example, that I mail out to customers that I want to join my team, that I see potential in them. There's a QR code that they scan. It takes them directly to this page as you're seeing right now, and they can see the About My story, okay? I want them to get to know me because I want them to connect with me as a person, not just a Scentsy consultant. I want them to see who I am, where I've been, my journey, why I joined Scentsy, what makes me me, right? Because when they read that, whether they're my potential customer, whether they're a potential team member, I want them to be able to be real with me. I want them to see the authentic me and connect with me, because that's how we build not only relationships, but that's how I build trust with them. And for them to know, oh, I like this girl. We have a lot in common. You know what? I'm going to go and place an order with her. If they don't see anything here below the my story, again, why would I expect them to order from me if there's nothing there? Now, I will say, as you can see, there's quite a lot here. And I can tell you that when I first joined Scentsy, I did not know that I could do this. But then when someone actually taught me and took the time to show me how to do this, did I have all of this text below my story? Absolutely not. And when I first joined Scentsy, I heard over and over, like, this is my story. This is my story. And I'm like, what are they even talking about? Like, my story. Like, that sounds really weird. And I don't think I'm even going to pay attention to that. And that's where I was. Like, back when I first started, I had no idea what they were talking about. Right. So if I were to sit down one-on-one with you and I asked you, why did you join Scentsy? Why did you join Faith and Soul? Why did you join under me? Why did you join under your sponsor? Why Scentsy? What gives you that drive? We can dig a little bit further and ask ourselves, what gives you that drive to show up every day to work your business, every week to work your business? If I personally sponsor you and I asked you, and I have asked a lot of you guys, why? Why Scentsy? What is Scentsy going to provide for you to help you out, at the end of the day? And that's going to be different for every single one of us. Like, some of us, like, for example, for me, for the longest time when I first joined, it was just to give me a sense of happiness. I worked a full-time job working 40 plus hours, and I needed an outlet. I needed something that was going to bring me joy. I wanted something that was going to be an outlet for me mentally. And this is what Scentsy provided for me. But I've been with Scentsy for almost 3 years now. And ever since then, my story has changed and changed and changed. And I didn't even believe that until I'm in the thick of it now. Because why I wake up every day, why I want to work my business is completely different from where it was when I first joined. But that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Because we're supposed to grow, we're supposed to mature, we're supposed to change within time, not feel stuck. So in your story, if you first joined Scentsy, or let's just say right now, you're like, I have no idea what I would say underneath my story. Start basic. Have 2 to 3 sentences under there, right? Have something that is going to open up the Pandora's box, open up the window for, if I was to read your story, I would be able to get to know a little bit about you, basically. And as you can see, it's nice here because beside my photo, it has my email, it has my phone number. So it has a way for them to be able to contact me, right? Which is really cool. Now, another part, and all of this, by the way, is free. The website, obviously, after the 3 months you pay for, but all of the extra detail that you're seeing on here is free. It's complimentary with the website. So if I scroll further down, there's another place on here that I can definitely show you guys how to do this. This is super cool. It does ask you anytime a wax bar, let's just say, for example, on the left-hand side, well, no, that's a bad example. Let's just say on the right-hand side, cocoa for coconuts, right? That bar is only good for the spring and summertime. So come August, September, I'm going to get a little alert at the top of what we call our dashboard, our Scentsy workstation. I'm going to get a little red banner that comes up, and it's going to say your bar has retired out. Make sure and replace it. So it's going to take me basically to what this screen looks like. There's going to be a plus sign, and I'm going to need to replace where it says cocoa for coconuts with a different bar, which is really cool. And it's only wax, by the way. There's no other products to add in there. It's just going to be wax because it says what's warming in my home. Now, this is actually really cool for those people who come to my page who have absolutely no idea who I am. They don't have access to my VIP group. So this is a way for them to get to know me, because they're seeing what exactly I am warming inside of my home. Now, typically, like I would say too, if you first join Scentsy, or if you're not a wax warmer person, you like all the other Scentsy products, it doesn't have to be true. Like you can literally click and find each of these 3 bars that you like. Like, for example, I am warming cocoa for coconuts right now, but I just changed out my wax and I'm not warming Blue Grotto and Cocoa Lime anymore. Now, does Suzy Q that's down the street need to know that? No, but these are 3 of my favorite bars, and that's all that matters. So that's the next thing that I want to show y'all. All right, so that's it that I wanted to show y'all as far as screen share. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. So we should be at some point back on me. All right, and then I'm going to make my screen wider because this looks weird. All right, that's better. Okay, so the next couple of things I want to show you guys are kind of like what I said earlier on ways that we can still brand ourselves. And these are going to be things that if you just join with Scentsy, or if you have a tighter budget, that you can, I would suggest at least choosing one thing, because these are things that you're going to possess on your body when you go out to the general public. So the first thing I want to show you guys, and all of this is in our Scentsy consultant area on your workstation. What is it called? I think it's a success store. Say that 3 times, but it's a Scentsy success store. That's a mouthful. But these are things that you can actually order. And like I said, I don't want you guys to feel pressured to get every single item that I'm going to show y'all. I think it's just 3 things I'm going to show y'all tonight that I have. But I just gradually got these things over time. It wasn't like I just joined Scentsy and went out and bought all the things. But I did find out early on that at least having like one thing can make a big difference. So these are just a couple of things that I personally own. I don't even know if some of this stuff's still available in the consultant store, but as y'all can see, it does say Scentsy and leather here. It's kind of like that trucker style kind of hat. But I have 2 or 3 hats that say Scentsy on them. Anytime I'm out and about and I'm having like a weird hair day, which was kind of like today, you can easily just pop on a hat. That's actually what I would refer to as being branded. So right now, a lot of you guys are probably seeing, if you're following some of the Scentsy groups, you're seeing that girls, or I'm sorry, just people in general are doing posts where they're talking about being branded. And sometimes being branded can mean that there's like a whole slew of things basically. So a lot of y'all that I've had discussions with recently one-on-one is that branding could be like what your colors are. Like those of y'all that know me, a lot of my bags that I do with deliveries have purple tissue paper in them, right? In fact, I actually have that right here. So I have purple tissue paper. I have my Bitmojis. I have gnomes incorporated in my stuff. Those are things that over time you can develop, and it could be a part of like your branding. But if you're just starting out with your Scentsy business, don't feel pressured to go into like that route. There are other ways that you can still be branded without actually having to either bring on anxiety or also break the bank. So there are things that you can do other than just the hat. Like I actually have this shirt. I think it was actually my first Scentsy shirt that I purchased. But again, this one I got from the consultant store. Super cute. As most of y'all know, I love anything like confetti and rainbow. So that one was right up my alley. I actually now have a couple of friends and businesses that I order Scentsy shirts from. But like I said, just pick one thing out. Pick a hat. If you have somebody that you know that makes shirts, have them make you a Scentsy shirt. Okay. It can say Wax Boss on it. It can say Scentsy, whatever the heck you want to say on it. But have at least one thing. Another thing, obviously mine says director, but Scentsy sells bags. that has the Scentsy logos on them. That's another thing that you guys can do. If you don't want to wear, if you're not a t-shirt person, if you're not a hat person, there's bags in there that you guys can actually get. But the point to all that is that when you're out in public and you're running errands and you're picking your kids up from school, or if you're going to sports games with them, you want to have something on you that signifies that you are a Scentsy consultant. And it just takes practice, but you want to do that. For example, every time I go out and run errands, when I first joined Scentsy, I had that one Scentsy shirt, that one gray one that you guys saw here. I had one Scentsy shirt. Every time I went out and ran errands, I literally wore the same shirt over and over. Did I Febreze it a couple times? Gross, but yeah, probably so. But if I went out and ran errands, I made sure to always have something on me every single time. Right now, it's my bag that I just showed you guys. So then that way I don't have to wear a hat. I don't have to wear a t-shirt. I'm not wearing a t-shirt today. But I always want to make sure every time I leave the house that someone knows that I represent Scentsy, that I am a Scentsy consultant. That can also be a decal in your car. I have a decal on the back of my car that people can scan with a QR code. It could be something like that as well. But just pick one thing. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to do all the things. I don't ever want you guys to feel pressured that you have to be exactly like me, because you are not, I'm not you and you are not me, right? Just pick one thing that speaks to you and run with it, because that's going to make the world of a difference when it comes to branding. The last thing I want to show you guys, not necessarily branding, is if you're just joining the Scentsy team, or if maybe you have not done this before, just so y'all know, once a month, consultants have access to getting what we call the warmer and scent of the month. Okay, so if you're not familiar with that, and I might be wrong about this date, so I'm going to apologize, but I want to say, I think it's the end of this weekend. It's either the end of this week or the weekend. But yeah, I believe that somewhere on this, I don't know. It's like the 20, I'm looking to see, today's the 22nd. I want to say, I think it's like the 20, dang it. I want to say it's the 28th, but it's kind of awkward because the 20th ends on this month. So I don't think so. But I want to say it should be the 28th of every month that we have as consultants. If you've never, ever, ever joined and subscribed to Scent in the Warmer of the Month, you have until the end of the month, basically before the first of the next month, to get in there and get it. And the reason why I suggest doing so is because you do get early access to the warmer and the scent of the month for the next month. And we do get PRV, so personal retail volume. We get sales off of it. Now, let's just say that you're on a tighter budget, then there are other ways that you can work around that. So come the first of the next month, you can order what we call, these are little like flyers, little brochures, right? And this actually has the warmer of the month for the next month on it. And then it has cute little information on the back where it shows you all of the different past warmers and the past scents. Now, what's really cool that I noticed just earlier, actually looking at this new one, is that they did start incorporating the prices. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the prices. That's what I get for looking at my reflection. They have the prices below all the warmers, which they did not do that before. But in case you didn't already know, this is the warmer of the month for next month. It is called Gnome for Easter, and then the scent of the month is Hey Tiger Lily. And it's really cool because as a consultant, we get, I believe, I want to say, is it 3, 6, 9? I want to say it's 9 wax bars that we get, and then we get a set of, let me grab it real quick. Ugh, had to reach for that one. We get a set of scratch and sniff stickers. If you guys are not already familiar with these, if you saw my post today, I did post for Try It Tuesday where it did show y'all a wide variety of the scratch and sniff stickers. But these are really great because that way you don't have to feel pressure to make actual wax samples or felt samples, which are good to have. But if you're on a tighter budget, that's where these babies come in. Because a lot of times what I would normally do is I would take the sticker and I would put it here on the front, and then I would mail it in a basic white envelope with a stamp. And then I would typically have what we call like product list. So let's see if I have one. Give me 1 second. Let me grab one. There it is. I knew it was somewhere here. Oops, of course, I just made a mess. Go figure. So that's what we call a product list. It looks like this. I trifold it, as y'all can see. It's trifolded. I do have my contact information on here. I usually do a sticker. It saves me time, but you can handwrite it if you wanted to. But super simple. This can also be considered your happy mail. I used to send this out every month to my customers. For when I first started with my Scentsy business, obviously didn't have a lot of people that are ordering from me at the time until gradually that changed and it built. But if you're just starting out in the beginning, we have access to our friends' addresses, right? And if we don't, then that's where you want to post either on your personal page, or if you do decide to have a VIP group, and then post a picture of something like this. Or you can just simply say, hey, I'm sending out a happy mail next week. Comment below if you would like some. Those that comment below on that post, private message them and say, hey, thank you for commenting on my post. What is your address? Get their address, make sure and write that down somewhere where you'll have access to that for the next month, and then send them a little something, something. It doesn't cost a lot, you guys. It literally costs one stamp to send a product list, a flyer, and then if you chose to, a felt sample, which I do recommend. But if you can't do a felt sample, and if you're not sure what the heck a felt sample is and you just joined Scentsy, that's another thing. Make a note of it and then get in contact with me and we can talk one-on-one about how to do samples. But if you're on a budget, or if you're not sure you have time to do felt or regular samples, don't. Do the scratch assist stickers. This last year, I actually started making less and less wax samples, because wax samples to me, you guys, take up time, and my time is precious. There are some consultants out there that they love making all the samples, and making wax samples is near and dear to their heart and they love it. But to be honest with you, I don't love it. I don't. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't love it. So if you don't love it, don't freaking do it. Stick with what makes sense to you. Do the stickers, you guys. Don't feel pressure to do other things that someone else is doing. Do what works for you. Do you. So literally, like I said, this, sticker, stamp, call it a day, mail it off. Just do what works for you. I do want to show you all real quick before we get off here. I do have the warmer of the month. When I first joined Scentsy, I didn't always get the warmer of the month. If I didn't like it, I didn't get it. But being that I am at my title that I am now, I do want to start getting this every month for you guys, because that way, if for whatever reason you're hesitant to get it, you don't know what it's going to look like in person, or let's just say perhaps that you don't plan on getting it, but you want to market it to your customers, I still want to show you guys what it looks like. And I'm going to be honest, I have been so busy this last 2 weeks since I've had this baby that I have not got the opportunity to actually show y'all, or even let alone to show myself what it looks like. So I'm actually opening it in the box for the first time. So we actually get to see it in person together. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take that out. And it's really cute because if you guys saw the one that Scentsy came out with during the holidays, it was really cute for Christmas. So that's the top half. So adorable. And as you can see, he's exposed on the back side. So that's actually where the wax is going to be able to be, where it's going to be warmed and come out at. All right, so we got our glass dish. It's clear. And one thing that you can actually, on a side note, that you can talk to your customers about, whether it's in a video or just posting, is that in the glass dish, a little nugget for you guys to share out, there's a number in our glass dishes now. And element warmers, that's another story for another day. But if it is a standard warmer, that means that it comes with a light bulb. And if there's a glass dish, tell your customers to look in the glass dish, because that's going to be the suggestion on where to, how many wax cubes to put in there. All right, so I'm not going to worry about plugging the bulb in, because I'm not really going to be able to show you guys what it looks like on the wall. But I will show you all the back side of them. So cute. And this actually, by the way, this print right here projects out on the wall, because the bulb goes on the inside, and then it projects this on the wall, which is so adorable. So let's see, this goes here. Yeah, like that. Isn't he cute? And y'all know me. If y'all know me, you know I like me some gnomes. So I had to get this one. But he's so adorable. and it's hand painted, which is really cool. Super light, not heavy at all. I think the clear bulb is going to be your best bet. I don't really see where a color bulb is really going to make a difference, but there he is in all his glory. Super cute. Alrighty, so that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. For those of y'all that watch the replay, again, if y'all have any questions about anything that we talked about tonight, make sure and reach out to me one-on-one, and then we can schedule a touch base so we can dig into a little bit further. But Anne, go ahead and still stay on because I'm gonna stop the recording.